Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer. This is part 3 of the Road to Woody's Wife series. So here's the deal. I did this video about my first girlfriend. It went over really well, and people wanted to hear about some of the other girlfriends I had along the way. And it turned into not just a girlfriend video, but like a Road to Woody's Wife thing. So let's get started. My next girlfriend was Shelly. So you guys have told me not to use last names. I think that's pretty sound advice. We'll just call her Shelly. And Shelly was in 7th grade and I was in 8th grade, so I was a year older than her. She was really pretty. She had short hair, she was pretty, she was athletic, and one of the things I remember about Shelly is she had these really cool shoes that she wore that were fashionable back in the 1880s. Like a lot of fads, retailers went from not being able to keep them on the shelves to not being able to get the damn things out the door. I remember they ended up going for like $5 for a pair of shoes towards the end. Unlike some of my other girlfriends, with Shelly, in terms of getting on base and stuff, I never got anywhere. We dated for, I'm going to say, almost 3 months, and I never even kissed her. I do remember there was this one time with Shelly. We were under the boardwalk, and if you don't know, the boardwalk is like a raised wooden structure. It's almost like a street by a beach town, and at the boardwalk, all the tourists are up there walking back and forth. There's like rides and carnival type stuff. There's different, tourist shops, and it's the thing to do at night at the beach town. But under the boardwalk is a notorious makeout spot. Everybody knows under the boardwalk. There were songs about it in the 50s, back when I was I don't know, 120 or so. And it was it was a huge makeout spot. So I was like, hey, ever think that maybe we should be here? And she's like, what do you mean? And to this day, I don't know if she doesn't know what I meant, or if she was just waiting for me to press the action a little more directly. But I never even kissed Shelly. And she was a good girl. Here's how we broke up. Get this. So I had a t-shirt, and I thought the t-shirt was cool. I thought it was interesting that it had Shelly's name on it, but didn't really think that it was about Shelly. And the t-shirt said, it was like a surfing t-shirt, because I was surfing all the time at the time. And it said, Dear Shelly, the weather is here. I wish you were beautiful. And in my mind, that was just kind of funny and maybe coincidental that it had her name in it. But in her mind, this was grounds for breaking up. And I can see where she was coming from. All her friends were like, did you see Woody's t-shirt? Did you see what he said about you? And I'm like, it's not really about you. And I just didn't handle it right, and I lost my girlfriend. And that was how I stopped dating Shelly. So kind of sucks. I would have dated her longer, but she dumped me for being an emotionally retarded fool, and that's how it went down. The next girlfriend I had was Stacey. So it was funny. Actually, I should take this back. Stacey wasn't my girlfriend. Stacey wanted me to be her boyfriend. This girl pursued me day after day after day. We worked together, and her grandparents owned the store. It was a boardwalk store, and we worked together. And Stacey totally dug me. And day after day, she would I was kind of a jerk in that I let her on for a bit. Like, she would massage my shoulders at work, and where we worked, there was this hand cream type thing. So she was always like, Woody, come sit down, let me rub your shoulders, etc. And I don't know, it was just some sort of flirting type thing, and it made me feel good to think that it made me feel good that she wanted to rub my shoulders and things like that. So all was well. That Stacey was down for this. But after a while, she kind of gave up on me because, I wasn't going out with her even though she wanted to go out, and things just kind of fizzled. Well, 6 weeks after that, Stacey won the Miss Ocean City beauty pageant, and suddenly I looked at Stacey in a whole new way. Suddenly I was like, Stacey, hey, you still like me? Let's go out. How about you and I get together sometime? And she's like, no. So I eventually call her up, and I want to get this settled. And I'm like, Stacey, you and I, we should go out. on Friday night. I'll take you to the movies. And I was in ninth grade, and I think I had like an alcohol hookup. So that in my mind made me cool. I'm like, hey, look, if you want, we can do like a picnic, do on the beach. I can get beer or wine, whatever you're down for, and we'll have a good time. And she said no. And I'm like, oh, no, she didn't say no. She said she was busy. So I was like, oh, you're busy. All right, I can work with that. How about we meet on Saturday night? And she's like, no, I'm busy Saturday night too. And I'm like, all right, Stacey, level with me here. Are you really busy those 2 nights? Or should I consider you monumentally busy and perhaps too busy to go out with me? And she's like, yeah, I'm monumentally busy. So this girl, and it serves me right, she was after me. And it wasn't in my head, man. She was clearly after me when we worked together. And I wasn't really interested. She wins this Miss Ocean City beauty pageant, and now I'm like, oh, you know what? She's quite the catch. And I guess there were other guys that felt the same way, because I think that she had catapulted from being not on my level to me not being on her level. And that was my second, I guess I'll call her lack of girlfriend. And there's time left in here. I'm going to see if I can fit in Nicole. So also in this was 10th grade, and dude, this is a good story. I met Nicole roller skating. Now, when I was in 10th grade, I was like a beast on roller skates. I had these like fancy racing roller skates, and I was one of the guys that went there like regularly every, like, say Friday night or so. But something about roller skating just came kind of easily to me. I don't know if it was all my surfing experience. Maybe I just balance sports are my thing. I don't know, but I was on day one a pretty good skater, and I would go out there and kind of own the rink and do my dancing, and there were like, I don't know, a dozen people or so who were regulars and who would get more attention and skate a little faster, and I was just one of those guys. And Nicole came to the rink. And I picked her up, so I brought her on the slow dances, and I was the guy who could skate backwards and pull her around and do the thing, and she liked me. So we ended up going out. Now, she lived a few towns over, which is the danger, I guess, of meeting girls outside school. And she was a bit of a party girl, especially in comparison to me. So I remember one time she went on vacation, and she sent me a letter that looked like this. So the letter was about a page long, but the part that I really focused on was this. It was like, Woody, when I come back, we need to spend some time together. Don't forget to buy the... And then there were just a bunch of underlines. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's the number of letters in condoms. I think this girl's going to pull my V card. And to this day, I'm convinced that's what this letter was about. But the opportunities weren't all that frequent, because we lived a few towns over. My parents would drive me to, say, Wildwood, which is where she was from, and over there, we'd go out and probably I dated her like every 2 or 3 weeks for a couple of months. And I remember one time in particular, her parents had a boat in a slip over at Wildwood. Now, a boat in a slip, which is like a floating parking spot, provides all the privacy one might need to do anything. Now, I don't want to get crude about what we did. She didn't pull my V card, but there might have been a little of this. Except instead of her looking like him, she looked like a really hot, I'll say 15 or 16-year-old in a tight black dress, and it was a good night, a night that I still remember 7,000 years later. Anyway. So that was going well, and it was definitely on my mind that if there was a repeat date like this one, then there's a good chance that my V card was going to get pulled. Now, the me of today realizes this isn't such a big deal. Relax. More and more partners is not always the objective here. But the me at 15 was like, dude, this is awesome. I want this to happen. And what actually happened was this. She went to a party, and she drank at this party, and she told me that she kissed her ex-boyfriend at the party. And I'm like, oh, well, that's it. You're through. And she's like, no, I don't want to break up. Things can be great. It was just an accident. I was drinking. I didn't really mean it. And I'm like, no, that you cheated. You're through. And then she basically implied that we could do really good things together. And that was the end of it. I listened to a few sad songs and sent her packing because I'm not tolerant of that sort of thing. She kissed another guy. I'm really an exclusive sort, and she was out. So that was girl number 3.